Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Natique in Elk Grove, California, and NatiqueYarns.com, coming to you live on Saturday, which is our Friday. We're gonna have a fun day this morning and all day. We have everybody here except Boss Lady, and then we have our grand prize to talk about, a daily prize to give away, and then I'm super excited to talk about the restock of this yarn today because I found a new pattern that we all want to knit out of it. So it's like, ooh, okay, ready, let's go, cast on, gotta go by. So let's just dive right in to talking about the grand prize. We only have a few more days to get entered into this one. It is Danielle's pattern Brassavola, which is a really fun on the bias scarf that is done with two different yarns, one lace weight mohair and one fingering weight yarn, and sometimes you hold the mohair by itself and sometimes you hold it double with the fingering weight yarn. So what we did for the pattern originally was one skein of Art Yarns Merino Cloud, which is what you have here as part of the prize. This is the gorgeous color 1004H, which is like a raven's wing with the green and purple shimmer on the black base. And then we've paired it in the pattern. It's done with one skein of Art Yarns Mohair Ombre, but we've paired it with this Ella Rae Kid Silk in this gorgeous wisteria color to kind of accent the lavender that is in the Merino Cloud skein. You have plenty to make the full-sized shawl. And how you get entered into the grand prize drawings is every time you make a purchase, in this case from the 1st through the 15th of November, you get one entry. It is cumulative, so if you purchase 5 times, you get 5 entries. If you purchase 10 times, you get 10 entries. And it includes purchases made here in the boutique, online at NatiqueYarns.com, and even over the phone with us.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I know. I am so excited for more of that color to come in, and I know lots of you guys are too, because I have seen tons of pick me, and you know, well, I guess if I don't win, I'm buying that color, you know, because it's too pretty. You can't not have that color in your stash.
Yeah, I know.
I love her colors that are like colors on black, because they're impressive that they even happen. Like, you'd think they would just end up black. Good morning, good morning. Thank you, Eileen. We will talk about my sweater towards the end. And then for our daily prize today, we have a fun one. I thought, you know, we're getting close to the holidays, so easy mindless knitting is good. So let's give out an easy prize that is our Sporte cowl pattern, which is originally designed with a Fibonacci stripe sequence, which means you're alternating between 2 colors and changing how many rows of each color you do. But for the prize, I have this fun self-striping that was donated back to us to give away. This one's probably a yarn we had in the boutique maybe 5 years ago. But it self-stripes, so you don't have to do any of the striping. You just let the yarn do its thing and don't worry about the stripe sequence. But you still have the stripe sequence on the pattern if you decide you want to do another one later. It's written for 3 different sizes, the shorter gaiter length, this is kind of a long necklace length on this one to accommodate how the stripe sequence works out, and a infinity, or this could be a scarf in the longest one. But this prize is going to be enough for either the small or medium, so the gaiter necklace size. And how you get entered into the daily drawing is by doing what you're already doing. A lot of you interacting with the video. If you react with any of the fabulous bubbles down here, then you get 1 entry per reaction. If you comment on the video, like I see lots of you have done so far, then you're going to get 5 entries per comment. And then if you share the video with this handy dandy swoosh arrow in the corner to your friends, to your stories. You can send it in Messenger, post it in groups. Wherever you share, you just have to come back and comment shared to and where, because our comment picker needs the keywords to add your bonus entries of 11 entries per share. So today's winner is going to be determined off of yesterday's video interactions. Whoa, that jumped. Oh, Darla Mills.
Yay!
So I don't think Darla is a local. So.
And she was congratulating Lisa from the day before.
Nice. See?
That's what we like.
Kindness gets rewarded. So, Darla, to collect your prize, if you are local and I am mistaken, then you just stop by the boutique anytime Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and say, can I pick up my prize? If you are not local, then the next time you place an order at natiqueyarns.com, you just put in the notes section that you have a prize, and we send it all out together in one of our pretty pink packages. So I will tuck your prize away in the cabinet to wait for you.
I don't know if anybody saw these, but these are cute little tape measures. They're very pretty.
Talked about them one day on a video, but
They're like, they look like they're leather. They're very cute.
and I like that they're the faux leather, leatherette, whatever you want to call it, because you know, a lot of times people are like, ooh, white, that's going to get dirty. Well, you can wipe it off with like a baby wipe and it will come off. I mean, as long as you keep the kids and their markers away from it, you should be fine. Well, that might be kind of fun to decorate it with a Sharpie, like the Zentangle thing and doodle all over it. As you guys can tell, I am a grown child at heart.
Oh, I was thinking the same.
Okay. So, I'm super excited about the yarn, which we got in, I think we got back in all but one color. That one's been back ordered. So this is one of my favorite fluffy yarns. This is Berroco Dash, which is a chainette construction yarn. It's 230 yards per ball, 92% wool, 8% nylon. It can knit at a super bulky gauge with recommended needle sizes of 13 to 15. So super fast knitting.
Really? There's 230 yards?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's
So,
awesome. We don't normally find them that much.
There's lots of one skein projects out there that you can do with it. There are lots of only two skein projects that you can do with it. This first color that you guys are seeing is color number 38. All of them have 38 at the beginning, so I'll just read off the last two for you guys. But color 38 is pretty emerald greens and kind of more olive, a violet. There's some teal blue. Like, you almost kind of have to, like, kind of pull it apart a little bit to see how many colors are hiding in there, because there's more of, like, a red violet right there.
I was going to say purple.
Well, yeah.
No,
It is purple.
It is purple, yes.
Oh, and thank you. Susan just link ninja'd the pattern that I'm obsessed with. So I know I've only showed you guys one color so far, but I'm obsessed with this one. So I have to talk about it before we go too far. This is the Airplane Mode Shawl by Elizabeth Smith. She designed it out of Dash she used two different colors. You need two skeins, but you can see this one's all like greens and blues, but then these are rusts and golds, and those are not in one color. So you get two colors that you like, and you just go till one runs out and then start the other one. So it lets you play with more colors. And it's the kind of knitting that you need this time of year when everything gets hectic and busier, and somehow the days just disappear and you're like, how is it November already? So this one is just stockinette, which is knit a row, purl a row with increases down the middle and at each edge to make a simple triangular shape. And then this simple garter rib border, which is just knits and purls. So I really like that it's like therapy knitting, basically.
Yeah, it's such an easy knit, and it's so cozy looking.
It's big enough to wrap up in. It's soft and squishy enough to kind of bunch up more like a cowl.
Oh, yeah.
This is just a really good picture of the increased detail down the middle.
That's really fun. And you don't have to worry about just 2 balls. You don't have to worry about trying to stripe it or anything like that yourself.
Yeah, you just go till each one runs out.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. And you can go, like she said, 370 yards, so she did not use the full second skein. But if you wanted to do like 5 more increase rows and then start the border, you could keep going pretty easy because 2 skeins is 460 yards. So if you wanted to make sure you use it all up, you could totally do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I am in love, love, love with this one because it lets you play with 2 colors instead of just one.
Just got to figure out which ones. Fun. I do like this one with the...
Like Eileen, yes, purple.
Yes. 38, 38.
Alright, let me pop a few more links open before I show you more colors because Susan's on fire. Pretty sure this is one of the colors that was used in the shawl. This is color 24, which is the golds. So you've got kind of more of like that brighter toffee gold, a little deeper caramel, but then there's these little mix-ins of like olive and avocado greens.
Really pretty. There's got to be more in there.
You're like, yeah. There's got to be more colors.
The greens. I like this.
And this is a really fun one that you can also do like the technique where you play with texture everywhere that the color is. Like this cowl is done with 1 skein and it's basically garter stitch, so knit every row, but everywhere that they encountered the color they purled on that row, so it puts these little stockinette stripes in there. So you can see it just kind of adds a little bit of interesting texture to your project by playing with doing the opposite stitch from the row that you're on. This is the Belva cowl. This is one of the patterns in the Berroco book, which we did get a few more copies of the book in as well. But this one only takes 1 skein, size 13 needles, so still a super fast
Whip
knit.
that out. Yep. The golds and greens. There's some more green in there. That's pretty. Number 24?
Yep.
24.
If you're a blue person, you're gonna love color 36. This one has like kind of more cornflower blue, navy, like kind of more of like a slightly teal sky blue. It's a little bit almost periwinkle leaning over here. There's just a touch of purple in it. So it's always kind of fun with these to peek through the layers and see if you're missing anything. And you definitely don't have to just do the projects that are designed out of this yarn. Like, here's another cute one that's designed out of the yarn. This is Newfane, which, look how fun the yarn pooled in hers. Like, that's just pure luck in how the colors line up sometimes based on your gauge and your stitch pattern. But this one's just a really simple, sleeveless, like, tunic length sweater.
Yeah, wear that with a pair of leggings and some boots.
Yeah, like those fleece-lined leggings. So you're nice and cozy. If you're not a fan of turtlenecks, you just don't do a turtleneck. It's very easy. You just only do like an inch of ribbing and call it good. This one's actually a free pattern. And it takes
math. We're doing math. Hang on.
6 to 8 balls, because it is meant to be an oversized knit. You can see body circumference 52 and a half to 64 and a half. So kind of more like poncho fit.
That's super cute, though.
Like they call this
like
a secret blanket, because it's basically a blanket with armholes.
Yep. And that's what it would feel like. That would be nice. Yeah, I'm going to have to get more.
Right?
Yep.
I know. But so, like, that's how it knits up in a garment. But just because you see it in specific garments doesn't mean you couldn't also do one like the Laura pattern, which is also designed out of super bulky. But it's just a simple kind of rectangular drop shoulder shape with this high collar, or not if you're not a fan of high collars. Very easy to not do it. Something I like on it, if the darn thing would let me zoom where I want to show you guys the bottom of the sweater. But it's telling me no. Well, hold on, I got another way to outsmart it. Is they did a folded hem at the bottom, so it just gives you that all stockinette look with no ribbing. And that one has a full range of sizes from a 40 to a 68. So a sweater for everybody. And that's only 3 to 5 skeins. Maybe 6.
That's yeah. I'm going to have to get some.
Right? The trick with a fun yarn like this is basically just that you have to do simpler silhouette patterns so that it's all about the pretty yarn.
And it's 92% wool, extra fine merino, and 8% nylon. That's the
that nylon
little
gives
twist
it
on
some
it.
structure to hold its shape so that your garments don't stretch out. Because there's nothing like a sweater that stretches out the first time you wear it. Then we have a nice neutral color. This is color 26. You've got kind of more of sand, soft caramel, and taupe colors in this one. Some are a little more gold, some are a little more peachy.
Of a camel.
Yes. Oh, look. There's a charcoal gray hiding in there.
Pretty. Oh, yeah.
A little bit of yellow almost. Like a tan yellow.
I like that gray. Very good neutrals.
This would be a fun one to do. This, they'd originally done like striping 2 different colors of like a chenille yarn, but with this you would just do one color and let the color splashes do their thing. Just a simple kind of cozy poncho like the one that Susan wears all the time. You guys will see it at the end of the video because we're all cold. And this one takes just 4 to 6 skeins depending on which of the sizes you're making. And it's just knit, knit, knit. Like, literally, it's garter stitch. So, another nice therapy knit project. And it would be so cozy out of this yarn. So that's gooseberry. Here's one of the other patterns out of the book. This is a cute little cropped cardigan. This is Kika. So
I think that's this color, too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's
cute.
Really easy to make longer if you don't want it cropped. It's got this really pretty contiguous sleeve detail on the shoulder, which is one of my favorite sleeve details, especially on stuff with longer sleeves. But I really like the full fashion decrease line that it creates here. Just a simple garter stitch collar. It's all about letting the pretty colors of the yarn show off. If you don't want it cropped, get an extra skein, make it longer. There's no rules. But as is, it's a 2 to 5 skein project for a 36 to a 68.5-inch bust.
And so far we have 36, that's the blues, 38 kinds of greens, a little bit of purples, 24 browns, and then this camel color is 26. It's a little bit of gray in there.
And then to add to the color palette, we have a fun one for people who like warm, summery colors. This is color 25. Look at all that like persimmon orange in there.
Yes.
And then there's then it starts to go a little more like rusty fall orange. It's fun to like kind of pull them apart because look, there's like a burgundy cranberry kind of color hiding in there. There's some rose pink. So very warm colors on this one. Oh,
cute.
Nancy, I feel like Danielle would know the answer to that one. But you might be able to search on Ravelry Sex in the City shawl and it'll probably come up because somebody probably named it with that in the keywords.
Cute. I like the orange.
Another fun one, if you like soft but cool colors, is color 11. This one has like a muted teal, a little silver, this like, it's almost like a rose gray, like it's gray and pink mixed together. Kind of more of a sage green. There's a little mauve hiding in there.
That one's neat. And the camera's making it a little bit brighter than it actually is.
Yeah, it's muted colors, like almost pastel, but not quite pastel.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another fun one that I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, but I like pronouncing it this way because it says BU.
Oh.
But just a fun, easy poncho with a drawstring at the top. You could easily do a ribbon if you don't want to have to do a long crochet chain or knit I-cord. Just simple shaping to this one. You've got an increased line down the center, front and back. Then you've got stockinette with a garter ridge. And then these mesh eyelet rows that are just yarn over knit two together. Nothing fancy. But a simple enough stitch pattern to again show off how beautiful this yarn is. And it takes 3 balls to do this one.
And a size 13 needle. I can whip that out.
That's like a, knit it in a weekend kind of project almost. Just because of how big the needles are. Or here's a crochet one designed out of the yarn. This is the Zuri cowl. I want one of the pictures to be able to kind of show the detail. It's just V-stitches, which are just double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and you're working in the space every row. So it's very easy to find where to put your stitch. And it just then makes like these little, they almost look like little flowers sprinkled all over the shawl.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
And it just looks so soft and squishy. And that one is 2 skeins to make the nice long cowl. If you wanted more of a close fit or necklace length cowl, you could totally get away with 1. This is a pattern where you chain the width of the scarf and then go to the length that you want. So you could easily do a 1 skein version. But don't worry, I have more colors. If you haven't seen your favorite color yet, it's probably just coming up. Then we have color 19, which is kind of like blue and neutral. You've got like a dark muted teal, more of a denim, this charcoal gray, and then this, it's like the blue and the charcoal mixed, so you get this like warm, like deep warm navy color, which is like, how do you even get that color? It doesn't seem possible. There's a little pewter, more of like a French navy blue. So really pretty blues and grays in number 19.
That might be the one I get.
Yes, Kathy, we've actually seen kind of a revival in crocheting. I think this month we've taught like 6 new people to crochet in our L Skills classes, which is a little out of the norm. Normally we have 1 to 2 a month, but this month we've had 6 at least.
People are getting back into it.
They're ready. They're ready to be crocheters. Then we have, last but not least, color 22. This one is for the green people. You've got kind of more warm olivey greens to jade to a softer Kelly green. And then they start to go a little more blue green. Like you can see there's a little more like turquoisey and teal. Yep, because then look, that gets even more turquoise, almost sky blue. Really pretty greens and blues on this one. Here's another fun project that you can do out of the yarn. This is another one in the Dash book, which is the CL hat, or there's a CL fingerless glove pattern. Susan did link both. I just only opened one because it shows both of them on the same page. But really simple hat that's just ribbing and then stockinette. And then the gloves are just ribbing, stockinette, and then they did a little garter section in the middle where the line for the thumb is, and then stockinette again. And you could easily get hat and gloves out of one ball because the hat says it only takes 115 yards.
Very cool.
So then let me show you guys the book, because we definitely didn't show you guys all of the projects in the book. So the Berroco Dash book has a beautiful scarf, which is the one you see on the cover, and I happen to have that one knitted up. It takes 2 skeins and is another one where you play with the texture of the fabric by using the colors as your guide. So this one is stockinette of knit a row, purl a row, but then every time you get to the color, you do the opposite. So if you're on a knit row, you purl the color. If you're on a purl row, you knit the color. So it gives this added little texture to a otherwise simple Simon scarf.
I like how it brings the white back in.
Yeah, like it blends them together almost, creates like little polka dots. And then 2 balls makes a long enough scarf that you can easily do lots of different wrap methods. You can do I like the lazy keyhole method of just fold it in half, pull it through, and be done. It is long enough to do the fancy pretzel one, which you start with it folded in half in front, bring the ends around. One goes under, the other goes kind of woven through, and then you get like this fancy, I don't know my ends even because I couldn't
Very
see what
cool.
I was doing, but this fancy little tie in the front.
Super cute.
Normally I would, pay a little more attention to making sure the knit side is out everywhere, kind of line up my texture, but for demo's sake I didn't worry too much about that. This is 2 balls One ball is a little short if you cast on as written. You could cast on 2/3 the number of stitches to get away with a 1 skein scarf and have it be long enough. It wouldn't be this long, but it would be long enough to utilize as a scarf. So that's the pattern on the cover, which is kind of fun. They actually have a page where they knitted like every single color in the scarf, so you can see all the different color palettes. That's the flory scarf. Lots of pictures of this one. You can tell this was one that probably the whole team at Berroco, you know, they each got 2 skeins and knitted a scarf. Here's that Kika sweater that is the cropped cardigan vest. I love how many pictures they do of each one, so it's like you really get to see the full project and there's no surprises of like there being a texture in the back that you didn't know about. There's the crochet Zuri cowl. Here's the CL hat and gloves. So if you've liked several of the ones that we've linked that are out of this yarn, I would definitely get the book because you're saving money that way versus buying the patterns individually. Then here's that Belva cowl, which is the garter stitch with playing with the colors for your texture. A super cute pullover sweater, just your basic top-down raglan, which is perfect for this yarn. This is Galatea.
That's super cute.
And I kind of want to look at the pattern for Galatea just to tell you guys how much yarn you would need. So it has a range of sizes from 34 to 70. That is completely size inclusive.
Wow.
And it takes 3 to 6 balls of the yarn. That's it.
Nice. And this little book too, you can, you know, if you don't want to use that yarn, they're great patterns for
they still go with
whatever
any
yarn.
super bulky yarns basically. Shelly said what color should she get to go with a wine colored puff jacket? I would get, is it this one?
Well, it has the colors in here too.
Depends on what your color preferences are, but 3824, so color 24 would be good because it has a little bit of this dark chocolate color in here, which is going to kind of pair with the wine color of your jacket. Even 25 would go because it has that cranberry wine color in there. Even color 26 would go. It's just totally neutral, but there's nothing there that's going to clash with a wine color. I just probably wouldn't do like the blue one because that would look like, you know, a little bit like red, white, and blue, which might not be the look you're going for.
Yeah, depending on the
Your jacket
maroon.
is burgundy, and then your scarf is blue and white. But that all just comes down to what kind of look you like. Helen said how much yarn for the cropped sweater. That one is here it is. That one has a size range of 36 to 68 and a half and takes 2 to 5 skeins. Here, I'll show you. I don't want to show the whole pattern because that's a no-no, but here's your finished measurements up here, and then here's your number of skeins right here, so you can take a couple screenshots basically. And then this pattern Kika is also listed on Ravelry, so you could look up to see how much you need, order the book and the yarn, and still be good to go.
There you go.
And you can always call us if you're like, wait, what? I want to do like a 40. How many do I need? And we'll help you as well. Then here's a fun one that we actually did as a class not that long ago. This is the Braided Hearts beanie. Let me get the tag out of the way. It's got this really fun texture that with our gauge it ended up pooling in like this spiral. We've had other people do it to where the colors ended up intermixed throughout. One person actually went, hey, wait a minute, how come mine didn't pool like that? And it's like, gauge by one stitch difference will change the look of how the colors fall in your project. So this is a one skein project. You can probably get 2 hats out of one skein. And this is one that we did as a class, so it is a on-demand class as well. If you're like, okay, that stitch looks confusing, how do I do that? You can watch our class and learn how to do it.
The different colors make it look more confusing.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
But yeah, when you look in like the white, it looks a little less intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really fun stitch, very squishy.
It's so soft. Cozy. It is a blanket.
But I am
a blanket
still
in a ball.
Totally obsessed with that airplane mode scarf to where I'm like, oh, you could do like 11 and 36 if you're all about blue. You could do, if you want just completely warm colors, you could do 26 and 25. If you want to mix and match like the designer did, you could do like 22 and 25. Would be really pretty.
That would be cute.
I think 19 and 24 would be fun together.
I like those too. Yeah.
Like the blues and the kind of caramel warm colors play off of each other really nicely. You could do 2 light colors if you like softer colors. You could do 26 and 11. Those would be pretty together. Seriously, I'm just obsessed with that airplane mode. There's no wrong combo. You could do 38 and 36, all blues and greens and purples.
Those are good too. Now what?
I know. This is one of those literally just, if you like 38 and you like 25, they still go together. None of them don't go together.
Yeah.
So just pick 2 that you like and voila, airplane mode scarf can go on your needles for some therapy knitting. So I'll see if I can get them all to where you can see like all of the colors.
Get them while they're hot.
There are 8 colors of this gorgeous yarn, and this is our 3rd order of it, and there was one color we couldn't get this time, so I wouldn't wait much longer if you're like, okay, I'm very tempted by that yarn.
Such quick knits. That's what we need right now.
Right? 'Tis the season of big needles and fluffy yarn.
I said,
Morning, Lisa.
blanket in a ball.
Right? Okay, so let's move on to talking about what upcoming classes we have. We have the Adventures in Cable Scarf coming up this coming Tuesday. It is a worsted weight scarf done in about 350 yards on size 8 needles, or the size that gives you gauge. If you know you're a loose knitter, don't use size 8 needles. You know how you knit. And it's written with, I believe, 3 cables wide. We made ours 2 cables wide because this was one that we were trying to get out of one skein of something a long time ago. But very little pre-work so that you're ready to learn how to do the cables. Cast on 42 stitches, do 7 rows of just knits and purls. You still have time to do that by Tuesday. No problem. You could do 2 rows a night and be good to go. And this one would be really fun out of classy cashmere, Rios,
Oh yeah, we have lots of worsted.
The Cotton Merino Glam if you want a little glitter in it. And in class we'll teach you to do beginner cable techniques, and we'll teach you how to do cable without a cable needle. So if you want to build up your cable skills, it is a good class as well. Then first up for our Turkey Day classes, on Saturday, November 19th, we have the Santa Catarina cowl. This is done with double stranding sport weight yarn. We used one skein of Merino Cloud in our Azores colorway. This one you have a tiny bit of pre-work of doing the garter stitch border so that in class we can dive right into that fun like columns of eyelet lace stitch pattern. It's columns instead of stripes of lace. And that one we have two options to take for the class. We have via Zoom online at 11 a.m. in the morning. And then we have in person here in the boutique from 4 to 5. Spaces are very limited in the in-person classes because we have to fit you around the table. So if you're thinking of taking in person on any of our Turkey Day classes, definitely don't wait. And then you guys will see, make sure you're signed up for our emails or that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because tomorrow the announcement goes out for what Turkey Day 2 and 3 are. Turkey Day 2 will be on Tuesday the 22nd at 11 a.m. on Zoom and at 4 o'clock in the store. And then Turkey Day 3 will be Wednesday the 23rd, 11 a.m. on Zoom and 4 o'clock in the boutique. Then on Tuesday, November 29th, we have the leaf lace sideways scarf or shawlette. This is a fun one for learning this knitted on as you go leaf border. It's worsted weight yarn, again about 350 yards, but to give a nice drapey shawl you use size 10 needles, and you just have a tiny bit of pre-work of this on this one of cast on and work 4 rows of the pattern so that we're ready for the first increase and pattern shaping in class.
That one's really cute.
Then last but not least for today, we have our $5 pop-up class for the Making Circles in the Sky cowl. This is a fun one that we thought, let's throw in a fun, inexpensive class for you guys. This is done with fingering weight yarn held double stranded in 3 colors. There are 3 sizes to the pattern, and you can do all just one color if you want. Like you could use worsted weight yarn with the size 9 needles, would still go very nicely, and then you don't double strand. But the double stranding allows you to take 3 colors and blend them into a really nice ombre of 5 shades, because you hold 2 strands of color 1 and then you hold a strand each of color 1 and 2 and gradually shift them out like that, which gives you, we'll teach you the rickrack lace and the cables in class. Okay.
You guys, we have only two left of these really cute rhinestone hats. Super fuzzy on the inside. Look at that. We put a little bling out there for you.
It's cold enough to wear hats again.
Yep.
Even here in California, it is finally cold. Okay, so now we'll move on to what we're wearing. I am wearing a really fun, super bulky cardigan called Modern Garden Cardigan. It is a top-down, essentially a top-down raglan, but all of the shaping is built into the leaf pattern.
Oh, cute.
So you really don't have to concentrate on any sweater shaping. You just do the leaf design, and magically you have a sweater with waist shaping. Like, it's all built into those leaf panels, and then there's even the leaves on the sleeves.
I know, it's so cute.
This is a very, very fun sweater to do.
Yeah.
Like, I need to do another one, because this yarn is, this one was a little scratchy. This one was one we had a long time ago, and I'm just thinking how much nicer it would be out of something like Rasta.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the other bulky, yeah, makes it soft.
Savvy would be amazing.
I like that, though. because it's got all that built-in shaping.
Yeah, it's like
very
you
cool.
don't have to think about any sweater shaping. So if sweaters sound intimidating to you, this is actually a great one to do. Okay, let me show you guys what Karen is wearing.
Like, what am I wearing? Oh, Children of the Mist. Yeah, an Outlander type shawl.
Yeah, it has a very long name of Outlander-inspired Children of the Mist
Yes.
shawl. I highly recommend just searching Children of the Mist because Outlander-inspired will find you 7,000 things.
Yes. And it's super easy. There's a gal who's making a little one out of a cotton,
Oh yeah, she's using the Nimbus paints to
Yes.
make one for her granddaughter.
and it's going to be so cute because it's going like all the way different this way. It's super cute.
This one would be fun to do out of the dash too, though, because then you're getting all those vertical lines from
Yes,
the
I
color
love
pops.
And it's just a nice little cozy thing. I like it. Okay.
And then, last but not least, there's Shujin. I threw her off.
You broke me. This is my favorite easy folded poncho, and as many of you know, I went to an outside high school football game last night, and I was toasty warm in this thing. It was awesome. So, this was 2 skeins of Ito and pearl. That's it. Little bitty seam. Done.
Also therapy knitting because knit a row, purl a row.
Yeah, and pretty colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give this back to Karen. And close this out because it is getting pretty close to 11 o'clock. We have to get ready to open the boutique, pull your orders from this morning, and I have class from 12 to 2 today for all skills. So we have a busy day. So we'll see you again on Tuesday. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Come and visit us. Bye.